course was built in 1914, so it's 104 years old as of this year. This property in the Civil War time was actually a war hospital. After that, this property became the Chautauqua site. This is where the Chautauqua was held. Later on, there was a horse race track that set along the riverbank there, and this was the horse race track. And then after that, it became Madison Country Club when they turned it into a golf course. It's been River Chase pretty close to 20 years now. Since it's built as long as it was, you know, they didn't have buggies back then. People walked. So tees are going to be very close to the green you just came off of. It's a very easy walk, mostly flat. And we have trees that are very, very old. So you know, you're not going to go to a lot of golf courses that are going to have trees the size that we do here on this golf course. Being as close as we are to the state park and having the hotel that sits right up on the hillside and actually overlooks this golf course. If you go out the back, you see this golf course. We get a decent amount of people from there. I get a decent amount of people that come from the campground within the state park. And then people that are coming to festivals and stuff downtown, anybody that's coming from the direction of Louisville is going to go right past two of our holes that sit on the main highway right there on 56. So we see a decent amount of people that come in, they'll stop, ask some questions, and then come back and play golf. So festivals that are downtown are good for us.
Operated as Spring Hills Golf Course for 15 years, and the community needed to keep the golf course here if we could at all. My daughter, she said, well, you know, we have a falls here at the lake when the water's running over the dam, and Butler Falls is a real falls just below the road here a little ways behind the school. So she said, why don't you just call it Butler Falls Golf Course? Try to make it something that people can be proud of. So we've slowly been working and getting things under control, really concentrating on having nice greens and a place where you can come play and not have to hunt your ball all the time. But we do have a lot of challenging shots here. We think we got a nice course. We have a putting practice green. We got real nice golf carts and stuff. Try to keep everything as nice as we can. Try to do a lot of the little things to let people know we really appreciate them coming out here and playing. There's several groups of people that come in on occasion where there'll be maybe 20, 25 guys will show up, and they rotate between golf courses, try to manage the golf course instead of just swinging away all the time. Try to manage your shot. We call this section of holes here Amen Corner, and if you can come out of the course from 14, 15, and 16 and still be relatively good on your score, you should be all right. This is where you can either make your game or lose it because of the tight fairway, the lakes here, the creek runs down through the middle. It makes for a real challenging hole when you're teeing off over here and you just have a small landing zone up there, and then your approach shot goes down between the trees and onto a green that's got some severe slant in it. Well within most people's budgets to be able to come here and afford to play some golf. You don't have to call ahead of time and do anything, you can just show up and play. And the fact that we try to, you know, we feel like we're pretty friendly, and we just try to make everybody feel like it's a good experience for them. And our motto is come out and just have some fun. We'll try to make it right with you, whatever it takes.
We're an 18-hole, par 72, owned by the municipal city of Madison. The city has owned it since the early 70s. We offer season passes, and you can own your own golf cart. We have a large number of people that play a lot of rounds here, somewhere in the 100 to 150 rounds a year. And the golf course layout, for whatever reason, you can play it multiple times a year, and you really never get tired of it. The conditions kind of change just a little bit on a daily basis, and it's always interesting. The golf course was built, the back nine, in 1963. And then when the city took it over in the early 70s, they had Gilbert England put in the front nine. They're pop-up greens, and they tilt from back to front. The front nine greens are very sand-based because they were constructed later than the back nine greens. The back nine are normally harder and faster. The front nines are a little softer and maybe a little bit slower. One of the suggestions I make to people when they come here and play who are come from out of town and haven't ever been here, if you hit it over the greens, you're going to have a very difficult time getting it up and down. So try to keep the ball in front of you, keep the green in front of you. so that you're coming at it from the front. That's going to give you your best opportunity to score. The golf course is 6,250 yards from the white tees, which by today's standards is relatively short, but it's challenging enough for all skill levels, whether you're a single-digit handicap or a bogey golfer or you can't break 100. At the end of the day, their scores are normally a little better here than they score at home. Well, Birdie Alley's kind of been holes that are relatively easy to birdie. We want somebody to go away at the end of the day with a good feeling in their gut, and so if they can make some birdies on Birdie Alley, then they walk away happy.
Cozy Acres is basically a executive 9-hole golf course, par 3. We've got a couple of par 4 holes. We also have a full-size, full-service driving range, full-service pro shop, and then also we have a full-service golf cart repair facility. It's kind of less time-consuming, if you will. We have 9 holes and it's par 3. I mean, basically, guys can get out here. A couple guys today just got in and out, and they were here for about an hour and 15 minutes, and played their 9-hole round and got on with the day. It's just a nice place where you can come out, bring the kids. You don't feel intimidated, you don't feel rushed, and you're able to work on the game as well as learn the game if you're a beginner. Miniature golf, it's a safari theme with the animals and whatnot, and all the little kids like coming out and seeing where's the giraffe or where's the bear. We've been working real hard in the first few years of getting the place back in shape. We just bought a new tee line for the driving range. Some people from Washington State that came like 2 or 3 years ago played mini golf, and this year they were back again. It's a real good location. I mean, basically Madison's growing out here with the new hospital and everything like that, and we're just and we really like it. We live right here on the golf course. We're kind of in a rural setting, but we're just a mile from town. When you're on the golf course, you never see a vehicle driving by. You're kind of secluded when you're playing. So we like our spot. I always take kids out for lessons, and they're like, "There's a pink elephant out there." And I'm like, "I don't see any pink elephant." We have a full-size driving range. Basically, it's 300 yards out, so you can hit your driver. Half of it is covered with heaters. If it's above 35 degrees out and the wind's not blowing into the facility, you can turn the heater on and hit balls in short sleeves and be comfortable.